All right, test. See if I've blown my microphone settings out of the park again, but it looks like we're good here and the music isn't too loud. Hope you guys are doing well. Got some good news this week, got some bad news this week, but if the audio is good, let me know and we'll get going. Even if you can't really hear us perfectly, or I guess me. This stream is intended for educational purposes only. It's not intended to be used as financial advice. Even anything you see on here is clearly an art show and shouldn't be taken as financial advice. But let's get into this. I'm not gonna waste any time because we got a lot of stuff to cover an hour before we set off in the Discord. And if you guys don't know, this is the weekly Whale Watch. This is your guy Rainbow Runner. Do trades, colors, and algorithms to go chase whales. And if you're curious what any of this stuff looks like, you can find it all out at rainbow-trends.com, which you see here. If you're interested, if you guys don't know, some people still keep asking me about it, which it's right here. You can actually sign up for $10 a month for any of the monthly things, the premium and the regular. And we just updated the main indicator video. If you guys didn't see me post it earlier, it's actually super updated with the 2024 version, so check that out. And released a free tool this week. Where is he? We released some 913 pivots this week. Let me find him. I may just have to show it to you otherwise. Shout out Nexus and Pep. We're getting close. Oh well. We'll move forward along anyway. Malifestro, one of our Rainbow Theory OGs, if you can't tell. It's very Rainbow good trader. One of the OGs of the Rainbow Theory stuff. And I work a lot with a lot of my OGs, and I work a lot with just about anybody who shoots me questions about any of the stuff we do. And coding wise, he asked me to build him something a while back, and we built it, and then I watched the dude kill with it for like 6 months, made some changes. So finally I decided to release it, and we just released it privately. The link's in the Discord. It's not on the website yet. I just released this. It's a 913 pivot tool, and we'll show it off in the charts, but I wanted to put this in the chat so any of you guys want to see it. That's the link. And now you can't see it on the live stream, but anyway, I put it in the chat. That's the thing. So make sure if you want it, it's free. It took me not that much time, so stuff that takes me just a little bit of time, I don't charge. The other stuff you guys have seen, shout out Dan with Trendspotter talking that interview, talking about how Rainbow Trends actually like broke their back end because it's like 10,000 lines of code at this point, but most of the other stuff's like 80. But I digress. What's up, dude? Nanhul, I don't know how to really say your name. What's up, Mim? How you guys doing? So that's the new tool I posted in the chat. It's in the Discord there too if you guys want to find it. But big news, you guys remember we had the Kraken affiliate set up, and that took me a long time to do, and there's a lot of stuff I'm working on, so I apologize this took so long, but I have a big announcement, big announcement. The Kraken affiliate now offers, and I'm able to do this, and I'm sorry because the website backend stuff, you'd think coding indicators would be the hard stuff. No, dude, these website stuff's crazy. So shout out, give some love to our dude Blake, because man, websites are hard, especially when you're like automating like customer interface stuff. But anyway, the big news, if you guys use our link, and it's in the Discord too because that's kind of a hard one, it's kraken.pxf.io-rtrends. You can sign up with that and get a Kraken account, and if you guys do that, shoot me a screenshot showing you guys did it, shoot me a DM private message, and I will apply a 10% discount manually to your Rainbow Trend stuff so that there's a form of a kickback. I know the Kraken stuff, I know there's like discounts with other exchanges and stuff where there's awesome kickbacks for everybody. Kraken doesn't do that, but that Kraken's one of the only ones I trust, and I'm a really big supporter of Jesse Powell, and I like their vibes, like what they do, and frankly, like no joke, they got lower fees, and I really like their GUI and their API stuff. So I figured a way to do a kickback so there is an actual benefit for signing up with us. And as you guys know, the funds are going to be used to support basically our successful and also unsuccessful ad campaign. As you guys know us, we don't spend a lot of money on ads. Frankly, Rainbow Trend stuff's really hard to advertise. So I just decided to spend the budget on helping out dogs and dog shelters. So we do monthly or so drop-offs. And if you guys want to use the Kraken stuff, you get the 10% discount, and a lot of your money is going to be used for this type of stuff. So moving forward, another thing, hold on one second. Sorry, putting kids down right now. If you guys don't know, there's also, if you guys want to do the Kraken, or not the Kraken, the Rainbow Trends bandanas, the link is under the link under the Rainbow Trends like pinned post with all this. And I've been trying my hardest to get a sponsorship with Dime. Not Dime specifically. I don't want to sponsor Dime. I want to sponsor Huck and Hugo, his awesome orange cats. I only have an orange dog, but he's been resisting. I think he's a tough shrewd negotiator. He keeps claiming the cats won't put the bandanas on. I have my questions to this, so I finally just went ahead and plugged it into Grok, and about all things Grok shot out, it nailed this. So I'll have to live with the fake bandana picture for a bit, but it's all there. That's the basic intro, and I'm about to start off with some sad stuff. So I'm real big on tribe stuff and trusting your OGs and kind of keeping your group kind of smaller, because if you go chase all these crazy dudes, you're gonna just blow money out of the park into the dumpster, because these people are trying to show you stuff, and this was a rare one I didn't see coming, and found out today that our buddy Friendo has passed. I hope this is a sick joke. I doubt it is, and I don't think it is, but I hope it's a joke. But it's saying our guy VE got a DM back from Friendo, who's been kind of gone from Twitter for about a month, and saying, hey, this is Friendo's sister. I have some tough news to share. He fell ill and passed away a couple weeks ago. I know you all keep everything anonymous in these groups, so I'll respect that, but I know you're friends, so I wanted to let you know. So that's all we're going to know. Going to give the dude his privacy. If you guys didn't know, he's a really, really cool dude. Really small following, shockingly, for like the amount of like alpha he gave, and he used to come on some of the spaces with like Nexus and ISO and crypto ISO and stuff like that. He always had really good stuff, and how I found out about because Doppel's a fan, and pretty much anybody Doppel's a fan of, pay attention. For the most part, there are some caveats there, but Friendo's Twitter, I hope, lives on forever, because I wanted to point this out, because this is movie alpha. If you guys don't know, Friendo was a movie aficionado, and he had this thread going, and still has it, and it's threaded on his Twitter page. He does these 4-picture stills of these movies and kind of gives you a background of them, and basically all these damn movies are like awesome. So I'm very sad, but if you ever want to learn something cool about Friendo, he put a lot of time into this, and people put comments and stuff, and I even posted some movies I really liked in here. It's worth a watch. It's worth a read through. I'll dump it in the chat right now. So I'm very, very sad. We only get so many laps around this sun, so just hug your kiddos, call your friends, call your family. It sucks, but it's not a dude that like I ever knew, but like we talked in Twitter and stuff like that, and we did some spaces, and I root for a lot of people, even though if you don't really know it or believe it, I root for a lot of people, and I was rooting for this dude, and I didn't know he had any issues, and found that out today. So I'm pretty heartbroken and sad, but I'm gonna try to get through this, not be too thing. It's not like I was friends with this dude in person for years, but it's just sad. Dude I like's gone. So moving on, unfortunately, but definitely check that out, because I hate a lot of the movies nowadays. Go check these out. These are really good movies, so it's awesome. Anyway, I'm not going to cover really much on stocks unless you guys have some specific questions. If you guys don't know or have had your head under a rock, Jackson Hole is going on right now. It's like the biggest Fed meeting of the year. Jerome Powell himself is going to come out tomorrow, and that's going to basically dictate every bit of this stock market there is on Earth. So bets are off until he comes out and talks, and that's really it. There's not much to say. You can go into a lot of technicals, but like, frankly, you could have the greatest bullish chart in the world. If he comes out tomorrow and he's like super bearish, doesn't matter, stocks are going to dump. He comes out and he's super dovish and bullish, stocks are going to pump. There's just no way around it. So it is what it is. We'll move on. We'll focus on the Bitcoin, and we'll go from there. But this is something that caught my eyes because 9K reposted it, because to me, a lot of the stuff I see in the charts looks to me like we're going north. And this was an interesting part, is saying it currently costs miners $72,000 to mine a single Bitcoin that's only worth $60,000. Think about that. And Bluntz is right. Something has to give sooner or later. Something has to break. And I think in this part of the cycle, I don't think it's miner capitulation. I would hate to be wrong on that, because if miners start capitulating, it's going to be a bad day. But truth be told, something does have to break, and we've been stuck in this range for like over 6 months. And as far as I can tell, this is a hash rate chart here. I want this to be clear. Can I make that white? Yeah. Hash rate is all-time high, and it's still climbing. Keep that in mind. We've been going sideways for 6 months, still climbing. So what's that mean? More miners are adding hash rate to the network. They're investing into Bitcoin, and they're not selling it, dumping it necessarily in closing down. A lot of stuff has done bad with miners. They don't always do the greatest. They're not always the best traders, but they definitely support the network. And when they're killing it, like we will do well. The backward side of that is if they start capitulating, it's really, really bad. Moving on and giving you guys my take as we've been trading this thing. I feel like I've been a broken record on this thing. I know this chart has chewed up a lot of people. Welcome to Crypto Chop. Welcome to stock markets that are going all over the place while crypto goes sideways. Frankly speaking, we aren't going to get really alt seasons here until this levels out. And I just lost my page. Let me go back. Occasionally, if you hit spacebar, it takes you to the next ticker, I guess. Whatever. That's not the one. Here we go. Nope. How could you have done such a thing live on air? That's it, but it's got doesn't have the markups I had earlier. Whatever, we'll do it live. Actually, that's it. That's the one. But the creek drawings are gone. So we'll do some squiggles. And we are back. So this chart's been crazy, and regardless of if you want to call it a Wyckoff chart or not, it's not Wyckoff to me, but there's Wyckoff elements in here, and there's like Rainbow Theory elements in here, so I'm just going to chase those until the day I die. So trading this and trying to live off this is real hard mentally. But, you know, having a form of income where you can kind of chill out and passively be aggressive with this when the time is right is amazing. And that's kind of like what I hope you do for your sanity, because if you've been trying to trade this for 6 months and make that your main meal, it's a rough one. Last year, 2023, man, that was some easy times and some fun times. I say easy. It was fun. We were doing some crazy stuff on spot, and is what it is. But I digress. I miss the old days of Say running like crazy for months on end. But main point of this one, we'll run you through it real quick. And I've covered this on the other streams, you can see too. I got the last real major moves in money-wise, not that this is financial advice or a crypto stream, this is an art stream. I got long here. Where's the circle tool? I got long around here when we started pulling back up above that order block, and I don't remember, somewhere in here. I wasn't down here. I was waiting to see if we would touch. And then we started to break down on this one, and I did not wait. Well, I was waiting, but long story short, these were creek jumps. You can go look at all my other videos on creeks, but essentially we get these creeks inside these Wyckoff ranges, whether this is accumulation or distribution. You get a mountain, you get a creek, you jump off over the creek, everything goes crazy. But the key thing is before you get a creek jump, everyone here on crypto Twitter says it's over, we're going to $5. That's what they do. And it happens every single time. And we literally did this, the whales did this twice. We did it in May, we jumped it, and this was a crazy, crazy move for Bitcoin. It was 27%, 28, and then it did it again, and it was another 30% move. 30% doesn't sound crazy to a lot of people. 30% is a big move for Bitcoin, and it went, boop, did the same damn thing, came up, kissed resistance on that order block, and then came back down. And I just realized I got the colors all mixed up. Silly, silly, silly runner. I trade colors and I just messed them up live. My apologies. We'll edit that out in post. Not really. Anyway, jump the creek, jump the creek. This bad boy hit, and it was not a creek. This was a capitulation wick. And it kind of caught me off guard. And I think it caught a lot of other people off guard until people were like, hey, it's the yen carry trade. And people got to go start Googling what yen carry trade is. And by the time it was over, there was 100 YouTube videos of people telling you exactly what it was. And you should have known about it. Blah, 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 blah. Either way, I don't care. It capitulated, and I saw paint that I jump on every time. And you give me white candles and a reversion band on Bitcoin, I start throwing money at it, and I don't care. And I'll be like that probably till the day I die, just because it tends to work. I forgot we started throwing money at this one, albeit I was looking more at alts and coin at the time. But in general, you get these color RSIs, you get bottom prints, you get rainbow rotations. I've done a bunch of videos on this. You get that set up. Long story short, you get pink candles in that damn thing. Your odds of a bounce are like 90%. Sometimes it comes and hits it and goes full on death wick and goes deeper, or it bounces and goes down for another leg, and then you start getting an accumulation range that forms. But this one looked right. Stock markets crashed. Bitcoin crashed. We started getting some support, and I redeployed. I say redeployed. Like I said, like, have some form of income so you don't lose craziness over this. You can just sit here and stack your cash, and that's what I did. And I know I sound boring, but I deployed here, added, didn't sell, added more, didn't sell, and then I added more on this capitulation wick. So short of this being like the all-time high right now, and this thing goes back down to 20K, I'm still doing pretty good. My DCAs are lower than what the averages are right now. So I'm not stressed, and I sleep like a baby. And I don't want you guys getting stressed, because this is whale games to a T. We're getting pump.fun stuff going crazy. We're getting ridiculous memes, whatever. That's the Bitcoin thing, and we're gonna chop here, and this is kind of what I'm looking for. And what I'm hopeful for. It's probably not gonna do that, but long story short, I think eventually we're gonna get back up here, up to the 72 order block, but it's gonna be a mother effort to get up there. That's just how it's going to go, and that's totally fine. We got time. We're coming up on Q4. That's when Bitcoin's seasonality starts to come in, and it starts doing really well. Maybe we got to do that, and then we dump in January, right? No, I don't know. Jackson Hole, Powell could come out and say a bunch of cool stuff. This goes, stock market goes. We talk S&P 6,000, whatever, right? I'm just kind of numb to it. I'm going to buy this painful stuff, and I'm going to be all right. All the stuff I bought down here is up. Now, the difference is, there's a difference here on these bottoms. These are creek jumps, right? Those are creek jumps. This is capitulation. So there's a key difference in alts on capitulation. So in the event that I am interested in buying an altcoin, if we're going into full-blown fall off the table capitulation, I don't really have to look at altcoin charts. I just have to look at Bitcoin charts. And whenever Bitcoin bottoms out, that gives you your 2-minute window to get into alts. So we're down to 15-minute candles. And that's the bottom. And then finally you see the whale print showing up here saying go, 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 and it pumped, right? But these capitulation wicks, if you go back and time these with like the other alts, these like wicks are like the bottom of your other alts. So needless to say, if you can time the Bitcoin bottom, your Doge bottom is going to be within a few minutes of that. Your Your Litecoin bottoms is going to be within a few minutes of these wicks. Like it's all timing, and it doesn't really matter. So you can literally buy alts. I actually had some bots back in the day that literally just watched Bitcoin, and when they thought Bitcoin bottomed, it would just buy a bag of alts because the alts will bleed harder, and it would mean ride the Bitcoin chart, but put cash into the alts. So it was like using spot markets with like free leverage kind of. Anyway, a little bit of alpha there. These are different, but this is still kind of a bottom thing that we hit with Rainbow 3. So these are kind of Wyckoff-ish, Rainbow 3 hybrid creek jumps. That's capitulation. If none of this makes sense, and it might not, talk to the OGs in the Discord and hit me up in the Discord. It's fine. We can totally talk about all that stuff. But the big thing is from the last stream that we were talking about was the yin-yang trades. So shout out Grok, because I can tell you there aren't too many rainbow yin-yangs. And a few revisions today, I actually got this, which I thought was pretty cool. But one of the things I was talking about to a lot of people, the alt setups that we were looking at for like the Rainbow Theory setup with like these capitulation events, when you bleed these bad boys this damn hard, right, into this band, you knock the bulls on the ground. When you do this, the bears completely wipe the floor. Oh, that doesn't look that bad, runner. This was bad. It's a 35% drop in like a day, right? Well, not a day, that's a few days, but you get the point. That's a big drop. And the way this stuff works is you can only push so far before the bulls fight back. So like you saw here on Matic, that's kind of whatever. That's pretty bad. That was real bad. And what happens is it's these whales will flip the book and go the other side, and I call it a yin-yang trade. And it's you slam whites here, which is the strongest bearish candle. You will print the strongest bullish candle on the backside. I call these yin-yang trades, and they're nasty. They're super emotional. You don't want to trade those because everything's falling off the charts when it happens. But you kind of got to get in the mindset when these white candles show up in this paint, you got to bite. But you got to be real sophisticated with it because you got to be careful. Sometimes you get a Luna and there's a hack or a scam and they go 99.999% down to zero, right? But in general, if things are looking healthy, you can time these and get it. And you're not going to catch these bottom wicks. It's like impossible. But the point is, these yin-yang trades, when they hit, here's an example. It's 52% move. Now, you're not going to get all of that, but say you get half of that, that's 25. You get a little piece of it, whatever. You could easily get your 10% here. And I say easily, this is a trade most people avoid because when you turn all this stuff off, that is a scary thing to trade. Because you don't know where the wall is when you're looking at this. It's just red, right? You don't know where the red's going to stop. Well, bring in 10,000 lines of code, we can kind of get a glimpse of where the walls are for these whales. If I know how far the whales can be pushed, I know where the whales are going to respond and bite back, and that's where you get these volume impulses. Do you see the impulses here? That's buyers. That's candles going down with massive volume on the buys. Same here. This is the bears going, F you. These are the bulls saying, that's enough, and then they yin-yang it back. And if you can come up with a better term, I'm all ears, but I'm going to call these rainbow yin-yangs until it. So you got the southern surfer redneck accent. You got these rainbow yin-yangs. We got whales all over the place. Welcome to the party. This is how I've figured out trading this stuff. We got BART patterns, we got Rainbow Theory, we got yin-yang setups, and I'm going to walk you through these because I wasn't long Matic, I'm long another one, but this is the play that I wanted. Now, you don't always get this. Sometimes you get these, they hit, they go sideways, they come down and test again, or sometimes they just bleed and go for a long time. The key to these is, right? You get a very small opportunity to get into position here. Very small. And if you can get in here in size, as soon as it pops back up, you're locked in. Your stop loss break even. I can't be touched at that point. You can bring the price back down, and I'll get stop loss at break even. I won't lose $1, right? Keep that in mind. So that's what I do. I don't feel vulnerable biting into these because I can protect my entry. So in the event that I'm not just stacking sats and I want to actually like do some trading, like short-term trading, I get in here and then I'm comfortable, because this is, you can get in and you get 5-10% up, you can stop, you can protect yourself, because most of the time, not always, but like we're talking like 80-90% of the time, you push whites in this far, you get RSI prints that are gnarly, you'll at least get a pop back up here to this level, at least. Now sometimes it just keeps going, right? Bam, 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 and bad things happen. Yeah, that can happen, but you push that hard, that violently, you get that pop, and that's where you can get that entry with the pop, and then break in to a stop loss, break even. What does that mean to people? If I bought it at 36 cents, I let price go up to 38, and then I put my stop loss at 36 cents. So if price comes back down, I sell I get the exact dollars minus whatever fees there is from the exchange, or you give a little buffer room, 0.5% up to cover your fees, right? So that's what those are. These are the yin yang trains, and a bunch of these have started to play out this week. So I posted some of these in the Discord with this little logo, and I posted some on Twitter, and it's the same setup. So I showed you guys like the Matic. This is one that played out. Comp is another one. Comp bled out. Comp went down 37%. So almost 40%. And what is up, my guy Sean? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Love Sean. If you guys don't know him, he's OG. The key here, and you're like, hey, Runner, you didn't trade this, whatever, you're talking hindsight. I am talking hindsight because there's like 100 altcoins on Coinbase, and I'm just showing you the examples that played out, and I'll show you the one I'm currently in and how it is currently playing out. So there's this. This was 51% move from the wick to wick, went 40% down. You had an opportunity. Here's your little bounce, that little hook. I call them piggybacks. We'll see how that goes. Waiting on Kanto T-Gang. Awesome. Auction is another one. Auction went 100%. I don't even know what auction is, but it moved 100% after dropping here. And that's the thing, man. Like you get used to these, you get real nasty, you get really good. Cause you don't have to grind this sideways crab stuff that makes everyone go crazy. Wait for these events to hit. You get this bloody paint, it's time to wake up. You don't get it every day, you don't get it every month, but it does show up. And these are some examples here. That's one that didn't go all the way over, but you had a little bit of an opportunity to get yourself in and protect it, albeit this one didn't go super deep, right? That one kind of grinded, not any white, no white candles. That one went hard, actually touched the other side, so that's technically a yin-yang trade there, and then it yin-yanged again. That's probably a 70-80% move, and that's a 100% move. So I'm just going to keep doing examples until you guys see this. And then, look, that's why we take profit. Now, remember, this is the home run. Are we going to get the home run every single time on all 100-something, 200 alts on Coinbase? No. But if you get the home run and you get a big chunk of this, we want to sell. We do not want to hold this in diamond-handed. We don't. We're not going to try to time the top. We just want to get the really, really nice exit if we get it. If not, we got to get up here and we got to protect ourselves. If you're a partial profit dude or gal, you can do some martingale stuff, whatever, right? So that's comp. That's auction. That's Matic. And then this is the one. Nope, not this one. Here's Alice. Here's two yin-yangs in a row on Alice. What's interesting, there's no volume here. That's kind of really interesting. Now, we'll go look at other exchanges because this is Coinbase. Binance volume probably has some buys there, but regardless, you do get the volume impulses on the sell side, so that's kind of interesting. So the whale here buy only really shows himself on that. So there's a cool rainbow yin-yang. Another yin-yang, whatever. And that one is 105%. Like I said, you can't catch these wicks. If anybody's telling you they're catching every wick, they're a liar. They're doing cold deals. Don't listen to them. And that one was like 60, 70%. So, hey, I want to do leverage. I hate leverage. Don't do leverage. Here's some spot moves with like 60, 70% gains. You can do this stuff on spot, dudes. I'm telling you. So moving on into the one that I am on. I am on optimism. Now, I am not in the best position in optimism. I'm in profit, but I started playing optimism before the yen carry trade took a dump. So I started DCAing into optimism around here when we started approaching. But this was before everything took an absolute dump. And I proceeded to keep buying on the way down because I noticed the other stuff was dumping, right? So I DCA'd into this. My DCA was bad because of the timing, but I didn't panic. Maybe I should have sold for a slight loss. I don't know. But everything else looked good. And when I saw Bitcoin bottoming, even though I'd been DCAing for like a very long time, I added a lot of positions down here. And it brought my DCA to 1.42. And it's in the process, as we speak, to complete the yin-yang and touch the other side here with a pink candle. On the 4 hour, we're actually getting purples. Or we were earlier when it was up here. So, from the bottom, that's a 52% move. To me, optimism just looked really good because we were doing this and then kind of approaching it, and then the bottom fell out. So I had to adjust, I had to change my thesis. But as of right now, my small chunk is up 6%. So that's a live trade I did, and it's a very awful live trade because my other stuff is doing way better. But that's the one that I was doing set up on a yin yang. The Ethereum, I was not dollar cost averaging into it when it hit, but I got in at 23.50. I got in here. Yeah, where that X is. I got in right at like 23.60, 23.40, right around here. So currently my Ethereum yin yang trade, capitulation trade, whatever you want to call it, it's up 12%. But the key is like I'm protected. You got to realize past week or so, people have been losing their damn minds trading this. And I've been real numb to it because I bought when it was scary here, so I don't have to mind when it's choppy. That's kind of my theory, how I do it. So anyway, that's the yin yang setups. That's a live look at where they are, and that's my goal. This is if I get a home run out of Ethereum, I get that. But if we have issues along the way, I'm gonna take a stop loss at break even and not lose any money, right? So that's the goal. You spend your time getting nervous and dangerous here, you don't have to worry about the rest of the trade. You just actively, passively manage it. And if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, whatever. You can get some partial stuff. I could take it right now for a 2% gain, which is great, right? I want the 40%, 30% move, but it is what it is. Moving on. If you guys didn't know, the cat still pops. And we actually got the Pop Cat listing, which is awesome. We've been talking about this forever. And PopCat is pumping. Is it back up to like $1? Not yet. But it's back up from 28 cents, baby. And it's now approaching 62 cents. And now it's on Binance. So CZ is coming out of jail. The cat is still popping. So just wanted to do an update on that. And like I said, you got to be careful. That's a gnarly one. Now remember, like the lower the caps are, the more wild they can get with their moves. Touching that orange band is a bad day. It doesn't happen very often. That's the machine learning band. That's the one that I lost a lot of brain cells and took about 2 months to code. But it's nasty. And you can actually see it adjusting here to now say, hey, that's now the never been done before wall, and it's gapped from the red one. But that's where we got to be kind of chill with it. And this thing swings pretty hard. Real hard, to be honest with you. But maybe that's where we need to trust the HMA and the well prints. But I don't know. This is one of those ones. My guys were talking about it. Aslan and Doppel independently had knowledge of it. And I was like, all right, that is enough confluence for me. And I bought a bunch way, way back in the day. And I've just been watching this go up and down. I'm not actively trading this because this thing is super violent and doesn't have a lot of liquidity. So anyway, moving on. This is one thing I wanted to show you guys. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I gotta fix something on my screen. I apologize. Twitter is not very good with streaming stuff, if you guys can't tell. All right, we are back. So, Zoran's getting some heat. Zach XBT was actually tweeting at him today about checking DMs. One thing I wanted to post, I kind of mentioned this earlier, be careful with like the guys that keep shilling stuff and posting about their Lambos and their Rolexes and all this other stuff. It's a big social media scam. The actual really like rich dudes don't roll like that. Believe it or not. And the thing you got to keep an eye out on, if you ever see some random dude with like 100,000 followers and they're constantly talking about random tickers of projects you've never heard of, Keps, InSpot, Savum, all this other stuff, it's likely, almost a certainty, they're getting paid to do it, or we're given a bunch of free coins and they're about to dump on your face. This is why you guys always see me talking about like never touch a coin that's on the Tetranode gauntlets. Those numbers go down. They're in position to dump on you, so be very careful. A lot of people think, hey, this guy's got 100,000 followers, whatever. You got to be careful. Trust the low IQ people who trade Zcash, because no one is getting KOL sponsorship deals for Zcash. I guarantee it. Another thing, moving forward, on to some more serious news. CZ is moving out of jail into a halfway house. So we are almost to the point of CZ coming out of jail. And I said a while back, looking at this accumulation range going sideways, or I say accumulation, whatever you want to call it, distribution, you make up a word that sounds cool to you. I make up a lot of terms if you can't tell. Shout out yin yangs, and I didn't come up with Barts, but anyway. To me, I was like, man, are we really going to regret not buying BNB while CZ's in jail? Well, this bad boy nuked. This was gnarly. I don't really have access to buy BNB anymore, but BNB fell 34%, and because math is hard, it's actually come back up to the heights, and it's actually 47% up. You guys remember, numbers go higher on the upside. It's easier to be a bull because you can only go 100% down, but you can go infinite numbers up. Percentages up. So that would have been a ridiculous spot trade because it's still not even to the other side. And if it does get to the other side, if you caught the wick, which you didn't, remember, 55, 57, I guess that's not as bad as Alice. It just looks real gnarly because it was gnarly. That's pretty deep into those bands. So key thing though, when this stuff's like nuking on the bands, drop down to like lower time frames, watch what happens, and see if those bulls come in. You want to see the bulls come in and talk to you and say, that's enough. To quote my daughter, one time when she was 3 years old, she wanted a flashlight turned on for her, and I kept turning on the flashlight, and I would hand it to her, and as I handed it to her, I would click the button off. And we did this probably 5 times, and this sweet little girl looked at her dada and says, that's enough. And she grabbed my hand, walked me to the front of the house, and put me in timeout. So that's the bulls coming in, just like my daughter, and saying, that's enough. Turn the flashlight on. We're going hard. Right? That's what you want to see. If this stuff's capitulating and there's no buyers on like Coinbase or Binance, wait. Because if they don't show up, something could be wrong. Remember, Luna went to 0. FTT almost went to 0. Those kind of things can happen. BNB is a token of an exchange. It is something Gary Gensler doesn't like, and if you guys don't know, Gary Gensler's likely going to get promoted if the Democrats win next year. So keep on your toes. Keep on your toes. There are followers, liquidity buying all those rich toys. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's all these scammers, like way back in the day, when Runner was backwards engineering everything he could get his hands on. I joined a pay group one summer just to see what they were doing. And I was like, I'm going to see what these traders do. I'm going to backwards engineer tools and figure it out. This was before Rainbow Trends. And I still had like the base Rainbow Theory stuff that I was using, but I built bots at the time. And I was like, well, I'm going to figure out what these dudes are, because one's a footprint trader, one's like an Ichimoku guy, and they had all these guys set up and they were scalping. all these coins. I was like, man, they're killing it. And they're posting Lambos and some shit. I was like, so I tried to do the copy trade like they had set up, and I was losing money every trade. And I was like, man, this is weird. But they exit so fast. I was like, man, maybe I just need to automate it. So like I actually offered the Discord, like, hey, you guys want me to just like automate the Discord signals into like bots, and you guys can just have everyone profit? And they wanted nothing to do with it. I'm like, that's weird. And I kept backwards engineering the traders, and they were like, this is what we do. They would show you the charts and all this other shit. And I was like, man, I understand what they're doing. I can automate it with a bot, and I could replicate what the hell they say in hindsight, but these trades are working, right? I was like, man, something's wrong. Something's wrong here. They're clearly paying for these Lambos somehow, and they were showing P&Ls that like were off the exchanges. What I learned was they were using the liquidity of the Discord group to pump coins. And what I failed to see initially was they were not posting trades on highly liquid assets. They were doing it on small coins. What was happening is a few thousand people randomly hitting leverage longs on Binance could move prices. And the thing you would never see is one of those traders hold a position for like days. He would be in and out so fast. And what he was doing was he was getting long, posting the position on high leverage. People would copy trade it, number go up, the guy would get out, show you his profits, and then the rest of the crowd wouldn't make money. And you guys know, like, my stuff looks goofy as hell, right? It's real though, and like it's been back tested like you wouldn't believe. Like all the stuff you see on here has been back tested. Like if it can't hold signal on a back test to actually be like tradable with an automated algorithm, doesn't make the cut. If it doesn't give you guys signal, it doesn't make the cut. So like it looks goofy, but like all this stuff's been like, I know it has data there. That's like why it's there. So that type of stuff, I couldn't get the signal out of it. And then I finally figured it out. So I left the group. And then about like 3 months later, Zach XBT did a huge thread about how they were doing all insider trade deals and dumping on their followers. I was like, that makes sense. So I lost some money, but learned some cool stuff. You know, how to build a Discord. Anyway, you guys know me. I love me some FTX drama. And I didn't know actually that Ryan Salami was still dating the what are they called? Lobbyists, the government lobbyists. So this got dropped. If you guys don't follow Inner City Press, definitely do, because this dude covered all the FTT trials for free live on Twitter. And I watched every single post he had for days, probably weeks. But check this out. Mr. Salami himself.
You really want to withdraw the plea?
She got Michelle Bond got released on $1 million bond. Campaign finance charges. Remember, they were trying to make her a politician in New York. It was really weird. Ryan Salami's like in his late 20s, and I think she's in her late 40s. It was kind of weird. And then you find out she was like a politician wannabe - lobbyist with stuff. It got really weird, and I think that they actually have a kid together. So it's like, welcome to FTX drama as well as Alameda.
Is the idea of withdrawing your plea that you'd have a trial and that you then plead not guilty and say?
I'm gonna fast forward it. The cool thing to watch here is they leave and get in a limo. So that's cool. Nice Lincoln Navigator. It's not a limo, but you get the point. Don't touch anything related to Alameda or FTX ever again. Don't let them anywhere near your funds. Don't let them back into this market. These dudes are scoundrels. They lie, cheat, steal. Like, and I'm not joking. Like, this is some weird stuff. She's almost twice his age, and like they're hanging out with Katy Perry. I don't know. It's just weird. And I don't trust these guys, and that's why I called them out for years and years and years, and we got and then everything blew up. So it's a long story, but anyway, moving on. Zuzu is bullish Aave, and I'm really freaked out about that. If you guys know, we've been selling Aave in front of Nexus while Nexus has been holding it, and Nexus held it to a longer position. Long story short, your guy Runner, way back in the day, I bought Aave on capitulation wicks here around $75. Right around there is where I bought. Am I the greatest trader of all time? No. I watched it go to 114 and didn't sell it, right? I waited months because I had a thesis that OG DeFi was going to make a comeback, especially by now, and it really hasn't. So that thesis sucked, but I got my killer rainbow theory entry, which is agnostic to any of my personal theories, and I ended up selling it here. I sold it at 115. So is that an amazing trade? You tell me. I don't know. It was 5 months and I made 40%, which sucks now because it's up 80-90%. But the key is I'm not going to cry about buying whites and selling purples. That's a really good rainbow theory trade. In hindsight, I wish I would have just sold the first time, and that's kind of why I'm teaching the yin yang, really emphasizing like get into that band, cut it, get your gains and get out, and try to ignore it. Now, I sold it here at 114, 115. It got back up into the bands again. I was like, I'm not gonna touch this order block here that I've got marked again and not sell. And I sold. It nuked all the way down to $78 again, which God, I wish I'd have bought that, because if I'd have bought that there back up, it'd have been awesome. I ended up buying Optimism. I took my profits here and bought Optimism, and Optimism has moved up just a little bit compared to this. But for some reason, Aave's running, and we'll do some Nexus art here. I joke. I can't draw Nexus's stuff, but we love Nexus, even though I would never say that publicly. But now they're getting pinks in here, and actually, one of my favorite guys in the Discord, which I just forgot his name. You go by multiple names, sir. I'm sorry. Jarman. Jarman actually sold some pinks today, so I was very, very happy. And the truth be told, Aave's bucking trends. It may go do some dumb shit. It really might. It might just keep going and actually tag these bands, but I don't know why. And so many people are talking about Aave now. It makes me skittish, but the truth be told, you bought any whites and you sold on pinks here, you're up over 50%. Call it a day. What's up, server? Sir, you got to be Bahamas FTX corporate to find the sugar mamas like that. So anyway, shout out Jarman. He made a killer trade today, and maybe we're wrong. Maybe Nexus is going to carry the boat all the way back up. So anyway, another thing, we don't want to stress out with life. Biden's ordering to get ready for nuclear attack. Frankly, if you've ever seen the data on what happens during a nuclear attack, it's not worth worrying about. We're really not going to be humans anymore if that happens. Fallout series is kind of like a minor version of what would really happen. Long story short, we've got more bombs than are needed to blow up Earth, and they all get triggered if one goes off. So long story short, I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, what the hell are you going to do? Right? We need to worry about this stuff. So if not that this is a political program, price controls, and I'm really interested to see how they talk about this. They want a 28% corporate tax, whatever, 44% capital gains tax, whatever. This is the one that really got my attention. 25% tax on unrealized gains. And that's what I'm more worried about, the nuclear war, because first off, I don't even know how you do that calculation. Secondly, that applies, I believe, to your house. So if your house appreciates and doubles in like 10 years, you're going to be owing massive checks on a house that you haven't sold, which is going to make rent go through the roof. But secondly, you have to understand, quants will abuse the hell out of whatever rules there are here. So if this comes to law and fruition, we are going to have a very, very, very fun time with this. We're going to be doing some automated trades to take advantage of this unrealized gain calculation, however they do it, because it's probably going to be time-stamped. And we don't know how it's going to be time-stamped, right? Assuming it's December 31st every year, our market's just going to crash every New Year's night. Like, is that going to be a thing? We're just going to round trip the S&P 500 every every 12 months and claim no taxes. Like that could be a thing. It could totally backfire, but that's just crazy. It really is. Increasing taxes, yeah, these are crazy numbers, but this is like crazy logic. How do you tax unrealized gains? It's just crazy. Like there's no incentive to hold anything. So anyway, moving on. And we talk about the technology of crypto, right? And what we do with crypto, what it's all about. Some guy tracks this dude's on-chain wallet and bullies him based on the trades. So he's saying, hey, nice win, solid 5 SOL. Hey, remember that win you got? Gone, wrecked again. You are actually are. And he finally goes back like, bro, you were so much and held on it long. Actually, whatever. He goes, dude, are you tracking my wallet? Only so I know what not to buy. And then he proceeds to start talking trash. So this is on-chain metrics to a level that's phenomenal. And we talk about, oh, there's no use case. That's a use case. That's a real-world use case that I enjoy the hell out of. So anyway, moving on. Let me show you guys something real quick. Since we're back on Sol. What's up, my guy, Josh? Since we're on Sol, I wanted to show you the new tool. Because if you guys don't know, like I said, Manifesto is my guy. And let me show you the new tool real quick. Yeah, I posted, if you guys missed it earlier, it's in the I posted the link in the beginning of the video, and if not, you can find it in the website. Where is it? I think this is it. It gets really weird because it's a private indicator, but anyway, we're back. I apologize because I have all this like beta stuff. I don't want to show it. I've got some super secret Ichimoku clouds I don't want Josh to see. We're adding lightning. So let me pull the pivots off let me pull everything off. So I bucked this for so damn long because I thought 9 and 13 counts were ridiculous. Like on a mentally, I was like, I don't know why the market would care about something being a 9 or a 13. That makes no bloody sense to me. And it didn't, and it still doesn't really, but we started to see signal in it, and I was like, oh shoot, this might be real. And so Manifesto back in the day was like, hey, they wiped a bunch of the pivot tools off, or the 913 count tools off. Hey, can you make one? Mally started using it. Then Mally came back and he's like, hey, can you add pivots to it? I was like, I probably can. Let me go try. And I tried, and then I watched Manifesto start trading pivot levels on the 9 and 13s and like posting P&L charts in the Rainbow Discord. I was like, holy crap, it's a thing. I didn't think it was a thing. So I was like, all right, let me figure out how to release this thing. And I finally released it earlier this week. And since we're talking about it, I'll just go pull it off the alert and I'll give you guys the link again. Because it's in private script right now. I'm writing up the all the tutorials on it so I can get it hopefully published to a public script, but you have to have that link to add it, but it's a free tool. You can add it. Just hit the little rocket. That goes a long way. I don't know what the rockets do, but anyway, back to the chart. So these are the 913 tool. And if you don't like pivots, yeah, this is the older one because it has the typo. The release one doesn't say pivots. It says pivots. You can get the 913 counts. You can turn the pivots off. And then there's also a candle color here too. So let me turn all this stuff off. I apologize. There's too much stuff on the chart. So if you get the main indicator on and then you move the pivot tool up to the front, you'll see that the 9 and 13 count candles change to like a gray, like a hollow gray. So it visually says, hey, there's a random color there that's different. And you can sit there and play with that. So yeah, there we go. And yeah. Yeah, and the 13s work. Yeah, so there it is. So you can see it. If I zoom in, you can see like that. That looks different. And lo and behold, that was a local top. So anyway, there's that. You can do the candle colors, and you can toggle the candles off, so it's just the counts. You can turn the counts off, and then you can just do pivots, or you can do the pivots here, and then you can change all the styles of however you want to do your pivots and stuff like that. Reset all that. So anyway, that's what it looks like, and it's kind of interesting because on Bitcoin I can see it. Manifestor does a lot of like low time frame stuff. I can see it on the H4 Bitcoin. That pivot, the 13 count on the down drive here, is dead nuts. Support for that inverted head and shoulder. And then the 9 count pivot here is giving us the resistance here. Like, that's too close for comfort to say that's random. That's showing there's actual like the whales are respecting this for some reason. I don't know why, but they are. So Manifestor does it really good with these, so I decided to go ahead and push this through to production. And then also you can change whatever colors you want. You can change. You can see that these colors are changing. So that's how you do that. That purple actually looks really cool. I wish they would let you animate these and make it like, because they did an April Fool's or something where they showed like the colors animating. I was like, oh my god, please let me do it, but can't do it. Anyway, there you go. So that tool's out. You can find it there. It's free. What's up, dude? Another thing I wanted to show you guys real quick because so anyway, that's that tool. It's free. You guys can go check it out. You can go bug Manifestro as much as you want. Shoot him all the DMs with all the questions. Show him some love. So I wanted to show you guys this thing. It's really cool. So you guys know we were trading Intel, and pretend you don't see Rainbow Trends tools on TrendSpider right now. Just pretend, okay? That just doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. Talking 2025 for that. And this was really, really cool. So this is how you do it. So this is just the base TrendSpider setup. And remember that like we've been looking at the Intel long for a while because it completely fell off the face of the earth. And I don't know about you. I don't think Intel is going wrong anywhere. Yeah, I don't see anything either server. So it was real interesting because there's an insider trade button right here. You can click this and go add to the sidebar. So this is really, really cool because I can see directors. Is that it? Yeah. And we looked at this and we found it. Patrick Gensler, the actual CEO of Intel. And the CEO of Intel put $250,000 right here. He bought $250,000 of his own stock at that level, like $20. So it was kind of interesting. Like you can trade, you can track Congress and stuff here, and then you can also look at the insiders. But like we've started to get a lot of like capitulations and stuff like this. A lot of the Rainbow Trends traders we were talking in the Discord, like I bought Ford. They royally messed. That's a long story, but they messed up their EV. They about face. Regardless, this was some reversion band prints. So now I kind of want to go see. It's like, hey, August 15th. What did Peter Stern do? Whoops. Peter Stern did option expiring, so nothing crazy there. The last buy was like June 6th. But either way, it's a cool tool because you can just go look at your stock. Like we can go look at Dutch Bros. Shout out Melly. You could go see what they're doing. So the insiders and Dutch Bros, they've been selling for a very, very, very long time. Which the sales or whatever, like Mark Zuckerberg sells a few $1 million worth of Facebook every day. But like you need to pay attention when Mark Zuckerberg is buying Facebook. See, he sells every day. But there are times where he actually comes out of the woodworks and buys, and that homeboy buys bottoms. As goofy as he is, he buys bottom prints. So anyway, it's a cool tool. I wish TradingView had this, but they don't. But TrendSpider does. And I'll post it here. This is an affiliate where I intentionally didn't take any money. So it actually made it's in the Discord, but it intentionally made the discount cheaper. And we're going to pretend that I'm not pasting the TrendSpider discount code in TradingView, but that's it. It's in the Discord, and you can get 45% off plan for life. I'm just a big fan of those dudes, and I don't make a penny off that. So just shout out. I'm the worst affiliate ever, right? Or maybe I'm not, but on their side, but you know what I'm getting at. I'm not sitting here shilling a bunch of random low caps no one's ever talked about. I shill Zcash, damn it. Anyway, that's about it. It's 9 o'clock. We're going to go head over to the Discord, and we're going to go hang out and do the open mic chat, see who shows up. Love that you guys came out. Go follow Friendo. Go follow Malifestro. Go tell Josh his Ichimoku standard settings are better than his custom ones, and have a good night. But I'm going to go hang out in the Rainbow Trends Discord. If you guys don't know the Discord link, it's at the very, very top here. As always, you can click this and it'll take you. Shout out Dime. Let me sponsor your damn cats. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. And please like, comment, subscribe. These algos go crazy for the smallest click. So we do this for free. So please, 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 please leave a comment or something. Anyway, I always post random BS on the Josh streams that I deeply love. I'll just say engagement as a comment, but love his stuff anyway. So got to show him